Warning, this content may be disturbing to some audiences. Subscribe, if you dare. Don't try to make your life into a novel, make it a book of poems. Hey everybody, welcome to ANECDOSED. People ask Reddit. People who are 40 plus and happy with their life, what is your advice to people in their 20s? Number 1. Commenter. I hesitate to give advice, being unqualified to do so. Instead, here are some points that may or may not be worthy of consideration. 1. Time is very short, and as you get older it speeds up more and more. 2. Time is more important than money. In theory, you could end up a billionaire. But nobody is ever a time billionaire. Rich or poor, you're gonna get maybe 100 years at the absolute max, and probably not that much. 3. There will be several versions of you as you walk your path, but one version that kind of colors all the other versions. This version you could call the real you. It pays to spend time figuring out who that real you is. 4. You will have to deal with people. Learn how to leave them happy to have been in your presence, and you will not lack for friends and loved ones. 5. Speaking of loved ones, just because someone is a blood relative, it doesn't mean they're worth a shit. If your parent, sibling, or child is a complete asshole unworthy of your attention, don't waste further time on them. 6. Find something you love to do, and do that. Do it every day. It doesn't matter if you make money at it, or get recognition because of it. Do it like Henry Darger did his writing and drawing, and like Vivian Maier did her photography. Do good work. It is its own reward. 7. I am a geezer, 64 years old. It does not have to suck being old. I think it's effing great for many reasons. Person B. Don't fall for the trap that your life needs to be one long narrative that you should be building. Life is best when it's a bunch of happy moments that just happen to be connected. Don't try to make your life into a novel, make it a book of poems. Number 2. Commenter. It's never too late to start again. All in my 20s I thought I couldn't just restart my career or dump a useless boyfriend or go back to school because I was already on a certain trajectory. Made my choices, now I gotta make the best of it. That's total bullshit. You have no idea how incredibly young you are and how much time you have to do whatever you want to do. When I figured this out, I found the man of my dreams, had a kid in my late 30s, dropped my entire career in my late 40s and started a new one at 50, and it's awesome. Person B. This is good advice. I'm 40 and have reset twice. Starting something new can be scary, but very rewarding. I left a job last year for a different company and am so glad that I did. I took a pay cut for a quality of life improvement. I've been much happier and my stress levels are pretty non-existent. Person C. I'm 42 and have reset my career once already. I'm ready for another reset, and have been looking since the start of this year. Bit of a setback with the virus, but it definitely put things in more perspective to me. I think it's the right thing to do. Person D. Turned 30 last June and lost my mind. I didn't want to turn 30 because that meant I never achieved any of my goals that I have set. On top of that, I was working in a rich nursing home. My mind was going a million miles a minute because I worked in a building where these people have done amazing things in their life. After getting to know a lot of the residents, a lot of their accomplishments happened later in their life in unexpected ways. Hearing this, along with some not so fun stuff happening there at the time, I said F it and reset. Things started falling into place and I stopped having panic attacks. Sometimes a reset is the best thing you can do for yourself. P.S. Don't stress out about being 30, smile, it's not so bad, haha. Person E. Hell yeah? For anybody reading this is also a good reminder to keep looking for options. You may be happy now, but maybe not in 2 or 10 years. Keep your eyes open for interesting jobs. If you think you might want to go back to school, start researching that. If you don't really like where you live, start looking at other places that might be nice. I tell this to everyone, even high earners at top companies who can't imagine themselves elsewhere, keep looking. Number 3. Maintain your friendships. In 20 years you will be so grateful for those people who saw you through marriages, children, illness and health. People who will go for a trip with you, love your kids, remember you as a young person. Friends are essential, but they require work. Don't be alone just because you don't want to be the person who reaches out to others. Number 4. Commenter. I'm 46, and here's what I know. Money is important, but it's not the end-all be-all. It will not listen to your problems or hug you when you need it to. Watch your weight, your blood pressure, and do not smoke. 75% of my patients that have the most serious diagnoses have at least one of these factors. 3. Comparison will rob you of joy. Be happy for others, but don't feel you need to be like them. 4. Let go of the little things. Stress will kill you. 5. Chase your dreams. Life goes by so fast. You don't want to be 80 years old and regretting not traveling, pursuing your passion, etc. 6. You cannot change someone. Whether a friend or a partner, their faults will not get better and you cannot rescue them. Don't waste your life on toxic people. 7. Make a point of performing kind acts for others. It will greatly enrich your life. Now, go get your life. Person B. It's still nice to have money since there's no guarantee you'll ever find someone to hug you or listen to your problems. Being alone with money can be miserable, but way less miserable than being alone and broke. Person C. This is one of the most important things in life. To strike the right financial balance for yourself. Not taking on unnecessary debt and balancing spending with saving in your 20s and 30s to set yourself up for the future. Once you have savings though, it's just as critical to get your investments right, so that your sacrifices will have been worth it and you don't lose it all. Unnecessary debt is credit card debt for consumer crap, or school loans for an education that will not amply repay your time and debt payments. Number 5. Commenter. Relax more? Don't get angry over little things. Person B. This. Relax and don't get overly angry. While others talk about material things or experiences, the real lesson is to accept that things won't always go the way you want them to, and that's okay. Didn't marry your perfect spouse? That person doesn't exist. Align expectations to reality and appreciate those who love you for who they are. Or find new people. Didn't buy the perfect car? Oh, well, it still gets you where you're going. Define your criteria for the next one and work towards it. Didn't get the perfect house? Probably not. But it's yours and you can fix it. Didn't get that promotion? Don't be so sure it would have worked out the way you think it would have. Vacation wasn't perfect. Are you sure about that, or were your expectations too high? Point is, relax, enjoy the ride, work to your goals, but remember none of it matters if you can't enjoy it along the way. Person C. There's an old book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. It may be corny and a bit dated, but its guidelines are still, I think, great. The one that helps me every time I get a bit whacked out. Live in day tight compartments, don't think about yesterday or tomorrow, focus on today, the here and now. Person D. 100% agree. I find that the parts of life I find the most frustrating are those where I have a preset idea in mind that doesn't turn out how I want it to. Oftentimes it's not an objectively bad thing that happened, it just didn't go how I wanted it, and that made me feel out of control. To a lot of people, lowering expectations is taken to mean give up on your dreams and be realistic, but that's not what it is if your expectations were really too high to begin with. This is why the idea of stoicism is that if you want to be happy, you need to align yourself so that you want what actually happens to happen. Put another way, work to control the things that are in your control, and accept the things you can't. It's a struggle to let go though. Person E. When I was in my 20s, I was obsessed with setting myself up for success. As a result, I aggressively worked towards getting higher titles and more pay. Compassion, patience, kindness, even for myself, were on the back burner. I was always baffled by older colleagues that seemed to have no drive, just coasting from year to year. After burning the candle at both ends for a decade, and having both my physical and mental health suffer, I've realized a few things. 1. The work will never be done. You will never finish. 2. If you leave a job, they will replace you and life moves on very quickly. 3. Your career success will never bring you long-term happiness. 4. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. 5. Everyone could benefit from seeing a therapist because self-discovery is a huge part of happiness and growth. 6. Age will give you perspective on what's important in life. 7. Once my son was born, I finally understood why my older colleagues were coasting. As you move on from your 20s, your life will begin to fill up with heavier responsibilities that involve other people depending on you. You'll start to see that life is about being there for yourself and taking care of others. Getting older helps you shift the focus from yourself, and it becomes apparent that most of your happiness will be derived from being committed towards elevating the lives of everyone around you. Number 6. Commenter. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have, and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up like I did. I've got crap tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing, and filled teeth can break, requiring crowns. I have 2 and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. Hell, get an electric toothbrush. See the dentist regularly. Ditch the sugary drinks. Person B. Learning how to brush right is critical, and technique matters a lot more than toothpaste. Time is also important. Under a minute of making minty foam in your mouth then spitting it out isn't getting your teeth and gums clean. 5 minutes of brushing, rinsing, and brushing some more will get your mouth way cleaner, and then spend a minute brushing with some toothpaste, now that the fluoride can really get to your teeth and rebuild the enamel. Try the simple trick of brushing with water alone, and each time you've made a pass and rinsed, brush a little again and see if the brush comes out with clear liquid, or if it is still milky. If it is milky at all, there's still gunk coming off of your teeth. That's why you spend 5 minutes on a brush and rinse cycle. I inherited some bad tooth genes, and my mother's teeth were basically gone by the time she was my age. Mine aren't great, but I still have the vast majority of them up to this point. None have just fallen out so far, like hers did. Number 7. Commenter. I was a raging alcoholic in my 20s and thought I would never recover from it. I never found a real job using my first degree or my master's. Part of it was because I was always drunk, part of it was the job market at the time. I went back to school in my 30s and found something I like a whole lot more. Now, I'm married, nearly 10 years sober, and have a great job. My point is, if you end up on the wrong path or don't like where you are, there's always time to turn around and change it. Too many people just assume they're stuck where they are and stuck with the issues they have. Person B. I got divorced last year after being married for 17 years. I'm actually happier than I've been for a long time. And no, she wasn't a terrible person. We're still on good terms, we just both realized that it wasn't working and trying to make it work was making us miserable. We could have easily stuck with it because of the time we spent together. But I like where I am now, and the knowledge that there's an even better relationship for me out there. Number 8. Everything you get becomes something you have. Learn how to be happy having things instead of getting them. Number 9. It's not a race. Stop comparing yourself to others. Just because they did things sooner than you, doesn't mean they're happier or better. Try to start good habits. It is a little rough at first, but in a few years it will be second nature. Do this with things like cooking, cleaning, saving money and self-care. It is okay to not like someone. It is also okay to have someone not like you. People are going to not like you for no reason. That is okay. It's a them issue and not a you issue. Don't be an ass to everyone and give them reason to dislike you, but also know that you are under no obligation to put up with someone else's bad friendship. There is no shame in seeing a mental health professional. Make sure to share your personal story in the comments below and have the opportunity to be featured in a future video. Also, if you like these topics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to continue seeing more content like this every day. See you next time.